All right, and we are keeping the Michael Jackson train going with another video, and this is my top 10 favorite Michael Jackson songs. Now, keep in mind, this is strictly my opinion. This top 10 was hard to make, not in picking the top 10 songs, but putting them in a particular order, because I feel like people can relate to this when I say that sometimes your favorite song, favorite movie, favorite book, it depends on your mood. Sometimes these songs can be reorganized, like, number 5 can be number 1, if it's raining outside, or hey, if I got into a relationship, I just want to scream, I just want to dance, I want to listen to Billie Jean or something like that, that's going to be number 1. So keep in mind that these are just my personal opinions. I mean, these songs mean different, they all have different reasons as to why they're on the list. Each song has a different reason why it's relevant to my life. Maybe I love the music video. Maybe this song, I heard it for the first time when I was going through something or something along those lines. But keep in mind, just because these 10 songs are on the list doesn't diminish the value of any other Michael song. I hope that in the comment section below, you too will list out your top 10, maybe your top 5, or some of the songs off my list, reorganize them. If you know what, we have the same exact 10 songs but my order is different, go ahead and let me know. But number 10, and this is tough, guys, this is tough. I feel like this song is highly, I'm going to be honest here, I felt like this list was going to have 9 songs, and then I would leave number 10 to be ambiguous. It would be like a question mark, like this would be my, like I said at the beginning of this video, my Michael Jackson song roster changes a lot depending on how I feel. So I feel like number 10 could be anything that's not in my top 9. I felt like that was a cheap way to, cop out of a top 10. I feel like this song is very underrated. Stranger in Moscow. I think this was off of his later days, off the History album. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was after he had Blanket dangling from the balcony of his hotel room. But Stranger in Moscow, this is one of those songs where if it's raining outside, because I do believe in the music video it was raining, this is one of those songs where it's a slower Michael Jackson song. That's probably why it fell to the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. But if you just listen to the lyrics, there's like the pain in his voice, but the music, like, I'm not going to sing because I don't want to, out of respect of the king, I don't want to mess up the song. But I definitely recommend going to Spotify or YouTube, looking at the video or listening to the song and just feeling the melody of the song. So Stranger in Moscow is a strong at number 10, definitely a strong song. Number 9, and once again, guys, it is hard to order this list because I'm looking at the songs here and I just love them all. I feel like number 9 is going to be Remember the Time. I feel like what made this song so relevant to me, of course, from the music video being fantastic and the beat of the song and whatnot, just that dance break in the midst of the music video. And then just like the golden armor he had on, like the then Eddie Murphy was the Pharaoh and stuff like that. Remember the Time, I just love the beat of the song, the energy behind it. Just wow. I mean, not much to say about it because the song itself just speaks for itself. At the time, I believe that was the most wait, I know it had a record for something. Was it like the most expensive music video at its time because of like the gold outfit that Michael had on? I do believe that is a fact. But Remember the Time is definitely number 9 for me. Number 8, I want to give it to Butterflies. Definitely one of the unsung heroes of the Invincible album. Like, I remember one day, I think several months ago, I sat down on Spotify and listened to the Invincible album. And I think that's after I was reading a Michael Jackson book. And, it was going over the music of Michael, all the albums, and how Invincible wasn't a commercial smash. It did good, but it didn't do Michael Jackson standards of good. And I can definitely see why, not just from the lack of promotion from Sony, but the fact that there are just way too many producers and songwriters on the album that it just didn't have, I just didn't know what direction the album was going in. But after a lot of digging, Butterflies was definitely one of the hidden gems in the album. And I've known about this song since I was a kid, and it still is relevant today. I love the song. I love the beat. it isn't always about the flashy music videos or the dance moves, just about showing Michael Jackson as a vocalist, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the album for me. Next, we move on to number 7, The Way You Make Me Feel. And I mean, just the upbeat, energetic tone behind the song itself, and then the accompanying music video. Now, I believe Prince's Friend, another YouTuber that does, you know, music reviews and whatnot, mostly on Prince, but he does chime in on like Michael Jackson and other artists. I believe one time he did a Bruno Mars video that was pretty good. But I never looked at The Way You Make Me Feel as a sexual harassment music video. I mean, to be honest, when he broke it down, it made sense why you would assume, well, people could assume that the character that Michael Jackson was playing was, you know, by not just today's standards, by looking back, you know, chasing a girl around the neighborhood and she's trying to run away from him. Now, watching the video after watching Prince's Friends video doesn't make me enjoy the video less. To be honest, I kind of laugh at the fact that, oh my God, he really is harassing this woman, but it's still funny. You know, not that sexual harassment is funny, but just the fact of Michael's playful nature in this video. But The Way You Make Me Feel, definitely a highlight. I just love the dance sequence in it. Great stuff. Then we move on to number 6. And it's going to be Human Nature. I believe I mentioned this in my favorite Michael Jackson album video, that Human Nature is definitely one of the underrated songs of the album. Definitely far greater than Baby Be Mine or what's the other song, The Lady in My Life. It isn't as flashy as Wanna Be Starting Something or Billie Jean, but it's just a nice She's Out of My Lifestyle song on the Thriller album. I mean, it's definitely like a Quiet Storm song, and I really enjoy that. But Human Nature, it never puts me in a bad mood. Like, you could just listen to it, nod your head. It's like, you know, pat your hand on your knee, just go tell them that it's Human Nature. Great stuff, great stuff. Then we move on to number 5. We're hitting the halfway point here. Man in the Mirror. Now, most people would make this in their at least top 3 or maybe top 2, or obviously number 1 for some. And I believe this was like the biggest Michael song after his passing. And Man in the Mirror, just like gonna make a change, just like the beginning, and then the choir in the background. I mean, the song itself is just, it has such a powerful message. And what really makes me sad, and this is how it's interpreted to me sometimes when I'm listening to it, it's just like, Michael, if he only saw the beautiful person that the world saw, you know, forget the tabloids, forget the haters and all that stuff. If he looked at the man in the mirror and realized the beautiful person that he is to a lot of people out there, you know, maybe that would have prevented him from, you know, the plastic surgery and all that stuff in his later years of life. He could have saw the man in the mirror and, you know, not make that change physically, but make that change mentally. But Man in the Mirror, like Human Nature, is definitely a feel-good song. Like, you you can't listen to that song and not feel inspired, at least in my opinion. So number 5 is where we have Man in the Mirror. Now we move on to number 4, and woo, yeah, this is where we get to the tough part now. I'm probably going to say that You Are Not Alone is my number 4. I just feel like, again, I feel like a lot of the inspirational Quiet Storm message songs are grouped into one, but You Are Not Alone, I just love the opening music, the vocals. Gosh, I think that music video is when he was married to Lisa Marie, and she was in the video with Michael and stuff, and he was on the stage, and it felt weird, kind of, as a kid, you know, like before I knew like the full history of Michael Jackson, you know, about the surgery and the vitiligo and stuff. Like, whenever I would sit down watching like a VH1 little mini marathon with my mom or something, or my sister, and it's kind of like, okay, so we just watched Thriller, and now we're watching You're Not Alone, and that's both Michael Jackson, and he looks completely different. Again, this is younger me talking, like, you know, maybe 8 or 9 years old. But in terms of the song itself, I feel like it's definitely one of the top Michael songs. If memory serves, it was written by R. Kelly, and it was the first song in Billboard history to debut at number 1, if I'm not mistaken. And You Are Not Alone, I think my mom said some of the most powerful stuff after Michael's passing. Once again, you know, obviously the Michael marathons, like, would not end. And she was like, you know what? I think You Are Not Alone in a way was kind of written for his children. So after he was gone, you know, they would know that they are not alone. And I'm just like, dang, man, come on now. That was some good stuff. So You Are Not Alone is number 3. And number 4. Number 3, I'm going to have to say Beat It, strictly because of the music video. The song itself is great, but that music video from the guy that's like bobbing his head, Michael with the Beat It jacket. The Beat It jacket to me is symbolic because I remember shelling out $120 for a replica of it on eBay a couple years ago. I still got the jacket. I need to slim down a few pounds so it'll fit nicely again. But at the same time, I just love the look of the jacket, the choreography of the actual video, then learning more about the music video itself, how he had real gangsters and gangs in it. Great stuff. Beat It. Awesome. I think it was like one of my first rock songs that I actually loved, and which is ironic because Quincy told Michael he wanted like a song to appeal to a different fan base, but Beat It, definitely, I mean, great song. Number 2, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I mean, Rush Hour 2, the music video where we have multiple Michaels dancing around, the pinballs in the background, the fact that it's kind of like if you need to restart your day, just get this song going. And it wasn't until after Michael died. I mean, I think that's after that was the summer after I graduated high school. I was 17 years old. Up until that point, I had no idea what in the hell Michael Jackson was saying in the opening bars of that song. He was like, all I heard was like, you know, the force got a lot of power in it. That's all. I mean, he was saying more than that, but it wasn't until like after he passed and I would look at those songs on repeat, that's when I knew what he was saying. And I mean, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I think that was the first time I was at a dance party and multiple girls jumped into like the dance circle and were dancing on me because I was killing it. I was literally pulling a Chris Tucker at Rush Hour 2 karaoke, singing that song. I remember girls jumped up and were dancing with me. I was doing the song, I was doing the kicks, I was doing the spin. That was one of the highlights of my life. Don't Stop is easily number 2. Why isn't it number 1? Because number 1, I think we all know what number 1 is. I mean, I'll give you a second, like I'll give you 5-second pause to guess. Billie Jean, hands down. There are multiple Michael Jackson songs where after that first initial second, that first initial sound from the beat, you automatically, like human nature is kind of like, okay, feel good. Don't stop till you get enough. Doom, doom, doom. It's like you gotta get up and get ready to dance. Remember the time you just go, I got my head, my shoulders moving, the way you make me feel. Boom, 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 boom. You Are Not Alone. It's like, oh yeah, and then Butterflies, boom, choo, choo, boom, boom, choo. But when Billie Jean comes on, I don't care what I'm doing, I automatically think about Motown 25 when he picked that hat up off the ground, put it on his head, got in that pose, then started doing a pelvic thrust, and then also I think about the music video, boom, choo, when he's walking down the sidewalk and it's lighting up. Billie Jean, my gosh, I can do like a video just on Billie Jean itself, but Billie Jean is probably my all-time favorite Michael Jackson song. Why do I say probably? It goes back to what I said before. My mood really influences what song I'm really feeling at that moment. Billie Jean, though, that's like you stop everything you're doing. You're going to dance. Even if you can't dance, you're going to shake your hips. You're going to move your legs around. Even if you can't moonwalk, you'll kick off your shoes and then, you know, slide in your socks. But Billie Jean is my favorite Michael Jackson song. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with my list? If you don't, that is completely fine. That was the objective of the video, to give you my top 10 Michael Jackson songs. Let me know if there are songs on the list that you love in your favorite top 10. Let me know if there are songs that didn't make the list. I'm pretty sure some people like, yeah, I love Smooth Criminal, Black or White, Rock With You, Wanna Be Starting Something, Mama Say Mama Sa Mama Kusa, and the list goes on. But yeah, let's have some fun in the comment section below. And remember, the more likes and comments and views I get on these type of videos definitely inspires me to do more of these types of videos in the future.